talking to, but by and large, we tend to see a disproportionate amount of Nook play and Nook bans on that bank map because of its size. I guess if you're Elevate, you still just don't want to deal with it. Ban out the Nook. You don't have to worry about it. And then you don't allow Cryon to play. It doesn't matter whose hands it's in. Would you look at those operator bans?
Are they the exact
They're
same?
exactly the same.
Yeah. Although I think the one difference to double check here, it was Koi who banned Mira last time. So they flipped the defender bans, but overall it's the same ones that go through. So both the Asami and Solace are able to be played.
It's the same bans.
Didn't I know that Koi banned Mira? Now Elevate banned Mira. So they're this. Oh, I noted wrong. That's what I did. I literally just noted wrong. Oh well, that's my bad.
2023
Oh my God.
Esports Awards Analyst of the Year nominee, Pengu, everybody.
Actually, wrong. Not analyst, color commentator.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, different. It's not the same thing.
I booed it when I was there. I booed when you went up on the screen. I went, boo!
That's fair. I respect it.
And then when I was up there, I also booed. Just to make things even.
I mean, to be fair, what is this saying is like, if you're doing something right if you have haters, essentially, right? So
if you're getting a reaction, you're doing something right.
Okay, that also works.
If you're getting an immense amount of praise or if you're getting an immense amount of hate, at least you're getting a reaction and getting people invested. The worst is when you get no reaction at all.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Because then it means that your content is just not captivating. Just like Sport was captivated by the beautiful eyes of the castle of DCH.
I believe it was Sport and Onigiri getting the kind of like the MVPs of Map 1, essentially.
That is correct, and it was DCH and Kanto Raketti who were in a battle to the death.
Yep.
Mutually assured destruction, I think you could call it, with the way that they kept engaging each other on bank. The unstoppable force meets the immovable object. How many cliches do you think we can just toss?
Keep tossing them out.
Just keep heaping them on. It's like when you go to a buffet and it's like you're just scooping it. You're just
scooping
like,
one more.
Come on, you got to share that. Either way, DCH starting things off. Elevate starting things off strongly. This is their map. It's a close one. They came a single round away from toppling Koi on Koi's map pick. Now it's Elevate's map. Are they going to be good enough to put this one away?
I like the pace here from Koi. They're going faster. The two terms or words I would use for Bang was slow and sloppy. Right now we're going fast, but still a bit sloppy as we're falling by the wayside relatively quickly here. Only give it a second kill on the board. That soft wall towards the bomb side being challenged. Look at this. He's not stepping down. He's fighting every single chance he gets.
And he gets another one on the Kanto Raketti. Koi might have been fast to get into the building, Nick, but not well placed in how they are able to do that. They get in. This is fast and sloppy.
Yeah. Honestly, yes. Onigiri, he went from bomb side, now he's retaking the chimney position, back into dining, he's missed a punch. Deepak finds 2, but there's 3 more to be found with 50 seconds on the clock. We've seen this a couple of times on Bank, and typically, Elevate, they don't throw these. They've gotten a lot better. APAC as a region, I will say, has gotten a lot better at playing those 1v2s and 1v3s and actually winning out those rounds.
The biggest stumbling block that APAC was facing at the beginning when they were first introduced to pro play all the way back in 2017 was coordination.
Yep.
They often acted like individual players who weren't a part of a unit. And with that coordination, they would often overpeak or they would often overcommit or over-engage. And when their coordination started to get better, so too did their patience. There's no way DPEC wins this. No, he doesn't. Sapper's waiting around the door frame. Down DPEC goes. 2 kills, but they're completely impactless. Round number 1 goes to Elevate.
Master Bedroom defense as well. It's very... So essentially, Master Bedroom was not played almost at all in the last like 2 to 3 months across most regions. But now every region at this event, they seem to play it first or second in rotation on Chalet, which is, again, just those small meta changes where, okay, teams are now playing a more aggressive Chalet, which is something that W7M kind of began actually. When they were coming up domestically in LATAM and then started going to international tournaments, everyone was praising W7M's skill level of how well they played and how differently they played Chalet. And other teams are finally starting to look at that and go, we can learn from this. We can take some bits and bobs here, make it our own in a different way, and then we can also play it. So Master Bedroom getting some more life brought back into it, and its play rate significantly increasing these last 3 days. In terms of win rate, scouting for it right now because I am curious.
Are we talking Chalet?
We're talking Chalet, Master Bedroom, 50-50 so far.
I have those numbers in front of me. You could have just asked me, you know. I'm sitting right next to you. You can literally see.
I wanted to scout myself. You do so much work for us, Parker.
Look at that. Now look at. See? So now you saw the stats on my screen.
Yeah.
Same as your screen.
Yeah. You're right.
Chalet 56% overall.
Yeah.
Wine cellar / snowmobile, basement bomb site, attacker favored, kitchen dining, the most defender-sided bomb site, bar gaming, also defender-sided, and that master office that you talked about upstairs, 50-50. And that was not a 50-50 round.
That was not a 50-50 round, no. But 50-50 for Master Bedroom is a very high win rate if you were to factor that in the average of last 3 months. So people are playing it more commonly and winning it more as well. So big success. Koi got to deal with Elevate members. It's a library now. Asami's on the board and in active play. This is often why you see Asami being banned out on Chile, because it makes it a nightmare to attack most areas of the map, especially around the library area. However, these Retero drones will do a great job at helping eliminate those keeper barriers.
Flash goes out, and here is the focus. It's going to be on the Onigiri.
Oh,
and it misses. That's a tough corner to attack, to be fair.
Yeah, it is.
We've seen fire arrows go in and miss. We've seen nades go in and miss, and that's exactly what just happened. Hope you have tinnitus, or hope you don't have tinnitus, because that's what you hear all the time. That's what I hear all the time. That constant ringing in your ears.
I hope you have tinnitus.
I hope you don't have tinnitus. I'm sorry. I did not just wish tinnitus on all of you.
That is awful.
Yes, I know. It's dreadful. I hope none of you get it. But either way, there was tons of tinnitus from Onigiri. And look at how much damage was done to him. Practically none. Now, back when the meta was different, the spot that Onigiri's playing inside a library would be empowered by a Thunderbird. But Onigiri, well, he's not going to be that long for this earth. Wait, maybe. He just might be. No, he's gone. Spoy walks in, picks up 2 kills, gets right out. Koi leading the way in the kill feed. 5 players left in the server, 1 minute to go. The advantage goes to Koi by 1.
Just barely. I mean, Spot's almost dead.
Don't say just barely. We saw a clutch on 1 HP from Sapper
in
just the last match.
That's fair. They got the advantage. Done deal, period. 2v3, however, not a bad look for Elevate on this bar defense. It is very holdable for them. 35 seconds, D-Pick has lobby control. 2 members of Koi upstairs. Sapper and Mark against the world.
They've got information, though, at least from that one goo mine. D-Pack continuing to take damage. Now it's Spoit's turn to step into the goo mine, and Mark will capitalize on 1. Gets them both! Good Lord, Elevate!
Woohoo! Looking a lot better. The decisiveness from Elevate right now is honestly their biggest strength, because it looked like, okay, do they swing or do they not swing? I wasn't sure, but the moment that Mark swung, he swung a second time, and his teammate was there to cover his back as well. It's a great interview from Sport in particular on that library take. But Mark, again, the aggression continues, and he just follows up time and time again. And it was Onigiri who was granted the quote-unquote MVP for map number 1. But honestly, Onigiri, Sapper, and DCH, and Mark all had a lot of good moments. Messed the punch as well, not as many should I say, but every single member of Elevate showed up. Honestly, when it comes to Koi right now, it's a matter of nobody really stepping up. Kento had a bunch of kills, but also died so many times first man outside the building. And sure, there's DCH jumping out, but it's Kento finding himself in that particular position way too often. Leon gets played 1 round of Sense on Bank, died immediately. We never got to see any sort of execute. With Sense and Ying on the board, combined with the Lion, once you hit the bomb site itself, you can really make it messy. Cut lines of sight with the wall, smokes, candelas go flying. Of course, the Lion charge will stop any defenders from moving in most of those scenarios. First, we gotta get there. The side is far away. Roam clear should be underway first. Kento on the bathroom window. And Crying on the office door, looking to cut this bomb site, or sorry, the upper stairs of office in half. Gone 6 rush, question mark?
Leon Gids is down, crawling away, and Koi is in the building. Mr. Punch the first kill. Spoit answers right back. Kanto and Leon Gids are both down. Because the adrenal surge had gone off, Kanto will likely have to wait for the gadget to recharge, and it should get both of them back up. But oh no, Kanto's in a frost mat.
Yep. No can do.
Spoit's recoverable. Or Spoit's there, and Kanto's recoverable. There we go. Leon Gids is back up on Sens. Very limited Sens play that we've seen here at the event. Same with Grim. It's 2 new attackers, not seeing as much of a play rate as they want. There goes the rest of Leon Gids. Elevate at the moment, with Kanto now getting back up, find themselves ahead by a single player.
It's a good time to be a Fingal, however. Those adrenal surges will help you get a little bit better for these gunfights. But Elevate, they continue to impress in these advantageous positions. They're not swinging unnecessarily, taking high risks. They are playing corners and crossfires beautifully.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
It's been a very fast round. 3 casualties coming in the first minute of action. Smoke next to Mark. EE1D goes off, meaning that there's very likely to be an execute happening. You can hear the Candelas too. Within striking distance, Koi are but a few steps away from getting that diffuser down, again in the hands of Deepak, as it was retrieved earlier on. There goes Spoit, and now Deepak will follow. Koi lose everybody but Kanto Raketti as Elevate look to go up 3-0. All they need to do is find this worm, a Kanto on the ground, wriggling towards the end. And it is Elevate, running a perfect rotation on Chalet.
That is a tough start after a miracle of a bank. How close those rounds were. This is not close at all. It's a one-way win right now for Elevate. Tactical timeout has been called by Koi. See what they say.
Take your time. And if there's another guy in suicide, because they're going to go back to fucking there's a guy in suicide like that, just fucking double jump in quickly. You don't have to flash and lay them around. At the end of the day, you're fucking better. You're all fucking better than those guys over there. They're winning by surprising you. Go back a fucking few stages. Were you surprised? The answer for this one is yes. But now you fucking know. Now you know that anything you open, they're going to swing. Wait for them. Counter them. Take your time. Take it slow. And talk things through first. Okay, boys? Yeah. Let's go! Let's go.
Same exact words of encouragement as on map number 1 of Bank is that you are better, confidence, play together, expect these things coming from them, because again it's the frustrations brewing in the comms most likely, and it's the same mistakes. So slow it down right now seems to be what Meebe wants, which is ironic because on Bank the attacks were going simply too slow. But it's not just a matter of slowing down in terms of how much time you spend. It's about taking that extra step, right? Check the corner. Okay, make sure that the teammate behind you. Make sure that you're not going in a little bit too eagerly into these first couple of rooms, because it is in the very first room on the map that Koi choose to enter that things they fall apart immediately. This Elevate's map pick, we keep saying it, but it has value. You're expected to win your own map. With how close Bang was and how one-sided this is so far, it is almost guaranteed we'll see Border coming up as a deciding map, unless Koi can turn this ship around. And with no more parachutes in their pocket, with that one tactical timeout being called for them, if Elevate can keep up this pressure and just keep on building these rounds, Koi has no way to really hit the bricks.
See how much a timeout can rejuvenate this squad here, because yeah, things are... There are periods of time on Bank where things looked quite poor for Koi. Still ended up coming out with the victory on that 8-7 that we just saw. And they looked relieved, frankly. It's not one of those wins where you stand up and, oh, you know, it looks like you just fought a war. Koi looked like they were in pretty decent spirits for how close that match was. But now Elevate have made it so that Koi are not able to win this first half.
They can't. They can tie it, which is, honestly, for Chalet, going 3-3 is not terrible by any means, for either side, but And it's a slightly different favor right now, that 56% favor, but in the past it was attacker-sided.
Have recovered their diffuser.
Basement attack with the OSA in play means you can try and get a plant down behind the Talon shields if you were to get enough control of the bomb set itself. So, step 1 was the breach. Step 2 now, rotate to backside. Hit up the trench area and that big wall near the basement car garage hallway. Mr. Punch up above, holding Westmain himself. And Leon has an idea that something might be happening behind him from the flank and trophy, but no, nothing's happening at all.
Over towards blue, Leon Gids in West Main. Now it's Spoit attacking from the back. Spoit's in the bomb site. 1 minute to go. Kanto Raketti down for the count. They actually trade. Now it's Leon Gids found out from above. Spoit taken out as the retake from Elevate is pixel perfect.
Yeah.
4 kills in a row from Elevate to completely overrun this Koi squad. Timeout, not immediately working. Elevate continue their reign of terror as they're up 4-0.
Not just that, but the way that the round fell apart is actually, it's a bit of a blunder in my opinion. Kanto went in from the trench breach with the hatch above him and dining being opened up, and it seemed like Koi just didn't even realize. Leon gets to some harsh words as well. Wake up and listen. So now these are words of frustrations really coming through. And this is the harsh reality of being down in a losing position when you should be the team to win. And so I'm sure some people watching will be like, but Koi won the first map, it's fine. They can lose the chalet, go on border, you know, they're happy to go or whatever. That's not how this goes for competitive level of play. You should never be happy with being down 0-4, whether it's your map, their map, or a map you haven't ever played in a tier 1 competition. Now, just to really proud there, Koi, they have played chalet before, even though it might not look like it right now. So that's not the case for them. But expectations for Koi are high. Elevate argue the same thing, but I think most people in this situation will be like, Koi should be winning this matchup. And because Bank was so close, that faith, it's slowly running out. And Elevate, even though they struggled themselves in the first map, they never looked like they were mentally out of the situation or arguing necessarily. Now, I don't speak their language, unfortunately, but their face is still a good story. They always look happy and in good spirits. Koi right now look a bit down.
I think the frustration is really telling.
No, it is.
Right? Elevate speed running this chalet. We've seen that from a couple teams. No spoilers, but we've seen that from a couple teams so far.
Oh, God.
This is zombie hold, by the way. It was something that was discussed on social media at the tail end of being one of the more innovative parts of SI, and it just puts you in such a rough spot as an attacker. Because by the time you use your explosive to open up that stairwell, got the pixel angle of whoever's playing behind it, and they've still held onto that position with the other Akiba barrier too. It's been a little bit of damage done to Mark, but that's about it. There's the nade. It should clean all of it up. But DCH is still there, and another one will go out, but he actually flubs it. That is unlucky. Another nade will go in. 2 bodies will storm these library stairs, and that carbine can do so much damage, and DCH takes one down before Koi answers back with 2 of their own.
It's a good trade. But I mean, Koi, they need more than just this. The bomb set itself, of course, being fortified. Onigiri striking out from that soft one side of office. Also looking for a kill.
Mr. Punch's eyes not on his own screen.
They know.
Still looking at somebody else's perspective. The beautiful thing of LAN, being able to play off of your teammates. Deepek and Kanto Raketti, by the way, in position, watching where Mr. Punch is going to come from. Because of the advantage that Koi has in numbers, they can waste this amount of time. Mr. Punch will get flashed out, he'll get stunned, and there he goes. Cryin secures. 3 separate players from Koi working together to punish one of the offsite players. The advantage that Koi has grows in a 4v2. Sapper and Onigiri sit up top, close enough to the bomb site to do some serious damage.
It's very well executed. When 25 seconds left, they can both go for a plan and go for kills. They have options right now. Onigiri and Saber, they can't deny any plant. No C4, no verticality. This should be good for Koi.
There goes Cryan. I mean, it should be good for Koi, but you've got Sapper and you've got Onigiri, and Onigiri in particular is always a threat when he's on the battlefield. Leon Gids takes him down, so Sapper will need to clutch out. He did so on Bank. He has the calls, but needs to look long range. He gets it, and there's the timer, but he can't make it through the wall in time! It doesn't matter whether he gets through the wall because the bullets do the job. It's another clutch for Sapper, and another round for Elevate.
You gotta give Saber the MVP of this one. I don't care anymore. This man is showing up in moments where it matters. The rotate wasn't even fully there. He couldn't go through. Had to go for the gunfight instead and a flick through the wall. Well done, Elevate. Well done, Saber and Koi. They capitalized well early on. The trade here in DCH, trading 1-for-1. That's a Koi special. Really well played together. Guarantees they don't lose the advantage. Then they picked up Mr. Punch in the basement together as well. But when Saber plays like this, it really does not matter in the end. 5-0 up for Elevate. And at this point, with how things are shaping up, there is a question of, is it even worth fighting this out and try and go into what is likely going to be overtime for Core? Because endurance and stamina, these things matter so much. But also, getting a 2-0 for Core gives them 4 points. And both of these teams, they need these points. So it's either you say, okay, let's be in the best shape possible for Border, reserve our strength and energy, and our mental health for that matter, and go third map. Or really 110% fight out this extremely frustrating map of Chalet because of the 2-0 possibility. Tough call. Of course, no one's gonna give up. That's never the case at this level of play. But Core, they have to start making this decision of how badly they think they can fight back on this map, because so far, it's not a close map at all. Last time they had to clear out Onigiri from this corner. I think it was a different player actually, but the same position. It was grenades flying in, missing their mark. Now we have the capital fire from Cryan as well. Nice Claymore kill to sap in that drone hole. Onigiri jumps out, does a bit of damage, but no kill goes through.
Honestly, even though it's a 5-0 scoreline, it's not been all bad for Koi in terms of opening picks and in terms of winning through that early part of a round. Again, the big issue for Koi seems to come towards the tail end of these rounds.
Yeah.
Elevate have lost both Sapper and Onigiri, the last two alive from the previous round, the first two to die here in this final defense for Elevate. It's Deepak off the board, and Cryan was almost stepping into the realm of death too. Only a minute's been burned off of the clock. Zazami, that's been played so far by Elevate, has caused some serious heartburn to Koi. First on Library Stairs, now this round, upstairs in Library itself. And DCH is clearing these lines of sights. So Spoit can't see all the way towards that library door with the way that he wants to. Have to drone it out.
Let's look at the agility. No nades from Sport and Pocket, so you have Capital Fire to work with. You can use and jump on and take those gunfights, but Koi, they look.
Oh, Mark. Maybe not smart. Maybe not smart at all. DCH takes out Spoit. That was the battle up on Library that we were talking about. I don't know if Spoit just decided to vault in or not, but maybe not the most. Maybe not the most optimal plan. Nice play by Leon Gids to take out Mark downstairs in lobby. He was only on a tiny bit of HP anyway.
Yeah, that run from Mark ends up punishing him quite significantly. DCH could be the hero of this round, however. Of course, he's got his back when missed a punch downstairs. And Koi, they can pick this apart. They have fire on Capital and smokes. No flashbangs though. Cryan is so low on HP, he can't fight necessarily, but he's got that support.
Oh, that was a one-tap on the DCH, by the way. Mr. Punch in a 1v3. Doing his best Sapper impersonation, I'm sure, to clutch this one out. The clutch will start with one onto Cryan, 2 more to go. Leon Gids and Kanto will hunt him down. 15 seconds means the attackers will likely go for a kill, and there it is. Kanto looking the right way. Was it Leon looking the wrong way? Doesn't matter, you still get the kill into the back bar.
Yeah, let's fucking get this, boys. Use this energy to fuck these guys up right now on defense, okay? Let's not give them a fucking inch. Let's go kitchen.
They're gonna fight it.
You know how you climb Mount Everest?
1 inch at a time.
It starts one step at a time. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
You gotta walk before you can run. And that's what Koi are hoping will happen here. Elevate taking the first 5 rounds. A couple of them in relatively heartbreaking fashion. Koi coming so close, it might as well be so far. They finally get one on the 6th and final round to get themselves on the board and stave off a 6-0 first half, which it's possible to come back from.
It is.
Seen teams do it. Is it likely? Certainly not.
No, I mean, if you're on match point, you're allowed 0 mistakes, which are bound to happen in a span of 6 rounds. At least now, you have 1 round you can mess up, and then be flawless otherwise. Elevate played 1 round of Monty on Bank. They also played 2 rounds of Blitz. Their Monty round, it was also Onigiri on this particular operator. It was not very impressive. They walked in 1 room, stood still, lost the round. Monty got annihilated in the 1v1 by ADSing towards the opponent. And the biggest problem that Elevate had on Bank was they all came from the same side of the map and not really progressing with time as it went throughout the round. And now it looks like they are going to come in from the same area, bar library side. Monty should be going in first and progressing through the map, applying pressure upon his opponents rather. There are no C4s. Sorry, there is 1 C4 from Prime below that could punish the Monty.
And there it is, and it does exactly that. The Montaigne was the target for that Nitro cell. It goes off, and down the Montaigne of Onigiri goes. I understand they like putting Onigiri on the Montaigne, but I gotta say, for the best mechanical aimer on the team, it always feels wrong to see them on a shield operator.
Yep, that it's Onigiri who has 10 kills. I mean, I always am behind this philosophy where if you're gonna play Monty, give it to your lowest fragging member of the squad, because you're not gonna go for kills with the Monty, and you still wanna have that aggression. In the current meta of Siege, every single team who's thriving right now, they all have gunners. They all have great mechanical aim, and Elevate, they too have it, but right now, they're struggling with this Monty pick, trying to force it to work in a situation where I don't think that's the right approach. And just like on Bank, they lose Onigiri early, and now we're running around just kind of waiting for something to happen instead of creating those opportunities ourselves. Half the round to go. It's a dining defense. We've opened up the office wall as the first step. Candela will go on in, but can we follow up? Will anything happen from this? I don't think so.
Well, perfect time for Bravo Stream to join us. Hello. The other matchup that was going on over there has ended. Nice to have you all with us. If you missed the first map, I'd strongly encourage you to go back and watch it. It was Koi's pick. Yeah. And it was a nail-biter. This is Elevate's pick, and things seem to be going pretty normal for the team that should be excelling on their own map. Onigiri died early on to a Nitro cell. That's really been the only action. Well, right as I say that, all of a sudden Elevate is sweeping away with these Koi players. 2 picks very quickly on. Elevate need to use that momentum and get downstairs. Clear out those roamers who are playing down below. And then, of course, the players on the bomb site. Canto Ricchetti doing battle with drones. Is that 3 drones that have been tossed his way? But he still dies no matter what. Mark walks in, down he goes. 15 seconds left and only 2 members of Koi. Cryan will wait out the flashbangs as he has his gadget up. And it's a huge play from Koi to take them all down, with the exception of Sapper, who's in the bomb site, but they have intel on him. And there's no way he's going to find both kills. The comeback for Koi is now towards 2 rounds. They've got 3 more to go to tie up Elevate. It was Elevate who came back on Bank. And yeah, it's a steep climb for Koi, but as major winners, they've shown they can get it done.
Yeah, and also some smiles on their face as well, so the mentality seems to have shifted just a little bit at least, which is good for them. The Frost Mat was one problem. The second is the Ying going for the punch towards that bulletproof camera instead of taking the gunfight instead. It looked really good for Elevate in that later half of the round, but when it really came down to the last 20 seconds, Koi would come out on top. It's going to be one of these maps again, I think, just like Bank, where we're gonna go the distance. Elevate, they are struggling on their attacks, and we brought up on Bank that a 19% attacking win rate so far in this tournament, the lowest of the entire tournament, I believe. At that, they won 2 attacks on Bank, and usually they only win a single one. Now, a single victory on Chile would give them the match point, the 6 rounds. 2 attacking rounds, of course, would give them the map points.
5 seconds left before.
Beat the averages.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
That's really what it comes down
Aim
to.
higher, better.
Beat the averages.
Defuse a bomb.
Can they accomplish it? Even in that round, the mid-round for Elevate was mighty good. It was the tail end of the round where Koi has struggled in the past
Yeah.
that came forward to help them. So, again, it's not like you can always rely on a team being good in the end round or a team always being good on the entry. There's gonna be a time where round 2 or 3 ends up going in your opponent's favor. And honestly, in some of these instances, it does feel a little bit like Elevate has been gifted more late round clutches than most teams would against Koi. Some could argue that they make their own luck for Elevate. Oh, that's not quite, I think, how they wanted it to go. That Kiba barrier on the wrong side of the window, but
And it can be tricky sometimes, throwing out those Kiba barriers in the spur of the moment, while also fighting things, avoiding things, etc. Having to worry about drones, always under surveillance.
Attackers dropped. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Deepak looking out the window, almost at the halfway mark of this round. You've heard a lot of noise, heard a lot of gadgets be used, but not a lot of contact just yet. Which for both of these teams is a bit unusual, and especially given the pace of this match so far, which has been defined by how quickly both of these teams are getting in the building.
Yeah. Oh, good information there from Elevate. Knows a flank is about to be approaching. The question is, do you catch or do you wait? Yeah, he's walking away, so we leave him be. Cryan, of course, downstairs has a C4 in pocket, can do some damage from below if he needs to.
There goes that Kiba barrier. Spoy wanted to swing onto it. If there's anybody on that Koi squad that I trust to win a peak like that, it's definitely Spoit, but you can't peek a nade, can you, Nick? Down goes Spoit. First kill goes to Elevate, but that Nitro cell from Cryan does connect onto DCH, enough to down him. No withstand available for the Zofia anymore, so you'll bleed out, and there's no Fink on the board to get you back to full HP. Oh, Zapper actually misses the drop from Koi into main lobby. Now it's Cryan to the rescue. He and Leon Gids combined for 2 kills. What map control do Elevate have? Target is that Bar Gaming bomb site. Koi seem pretty nestled in. DCH has been picked back up. Final 30 seconds. Advantage in favor of Koi. This means that somebody from Koi could potentially go for a late flank if they're positioned in that direction. Deepak watching the hatch. This is a guaranteed kill unless Deepak botches every single shot, but he does not at all. Easy pickings on to Mark. Now it's the drop from DCH with Mr. Punch unable to get a single kill. It wasn't done by violence, it was done by time. And that's 3 in a row from Koi, who now themselves have put together an impressive performance. Timeout call from Elevate.
Elevate trying to not fall too far behind.
They needed Spoit. They still didn't take anything. They are massive pussies. Double, triple drone, everything. Push it the last 10 seconds. Take your fucking time, boys. Think about it. Think about what you need.
Think about what you want to do. Elevate surely having a strategical approach to this, because they need to figure out why they aren't getting what they need.
Let's do this, boys.
Final words from Meepy, watch out for a rush. Arguably the easiest way for Elevate to break this barrier is to just slam the speed and go fast. They haven't really done it on Bank. Not really. But we know they're capable of doing so. It is basement, it's a rushable bomb site. Onigiri, you gotta go off that Monty, man. It's nothing personal, but you need gun power on this lineup, or at the very least, if you go Monty, you gotta go for something direct because it's not working. Cryan is always gonna be downstairs with the C4. First round, he killed Onigiri on the Monty right off the rip. In that previous round, he got an injury onto DCH with the second C4. So far, a great record for Cryan. Few operator changes now from Elevate, going onto the Jackal, Ayana. And then Onigiri make up his mind. Thatcher seems to where he ends his rotation. So, Elevate are both suited for their own clear, and of course the breach opened these walls. The way most teams approach this is open up the main garage breach outside the building. That can be done with the Thatcher and Ace combo to combat these Kite Claws. Then you get a bit of bomb side pressure. You can't just freely roam around if you're core in that case. Therefore, you have to surrender some of that roam game. Then you can choose what you want to do afterwards. Tons of options to go for a clear, to go backside, and there it is. It's going to be the Thermite and the EMPs. Of course, you see here, double EMP the wall. That ensures the Kite Claw does not trick you. It's a good job done from Elevate on that breach.
Sometimes something as simple as being able to shake off an Electric Claw, Bandit batteries, certain mute jammers can be as valuable as a kill because it sets you up down the line to succeed even more in the round. And I know that we harp on it, but the scoreboard really doesn't tell the full story with how much a certain player can contribute to the team. In this instance, when you look at somebody like Spoit, most of his contributions are going to come from kills and an opening pick after Elevate's timeout to give an advantage to Koi. That's a pretty big contribution.
It is. Elevate, we gotta see now how they progress in this 4 versus 5. It's not Onigiri who falls first this time, it is DCH, but it's also your only grenades that are now gone. Elevate have information, but they can't act accordingly upon it. Sport finds a second onto Mark. Tough position now. Saber, he might just find Kento Raketti.
And he does, but it's Kanto who technically finds him. It's another pick for Koi. They haven't lost a player just yet. Can't say the same for Elevate. They're down to just 2 and 1 remains. Onigiri will fall down as Koi's comeback. Oh boy. Alive and well. No flawless rounds technically yet.
I would count this one. I mean, if Kento swings his window and dies, that's his fault, obviously, but I would say this is as close to a flaw as you can get.
Doot. Onigiri's aware of the challenge ahead of him and knows that it is not something that can be overcame. So, not something you can overcome.
Both teams can talk about their next steps because this round is over, which means that they're gonna say what bomb side is Koi gonna go to next and what does Elevate think that they're gonna choose and therefore how they're going to combat it. They tried the Monty, they tried without the Monty, similar results, not working out for them. Koi have turned things around mentally. That's very evident in terms of their facial expressions. Now confidence also slowly, not slowly rather, it is definitely there. They're taking fights constantly and winning them. It's been a while for them. Sap on the Jackal didn't really use the gadget much in that round. Almost stumbled into Kento Raketti, but as Parker mentioned, it was Kento who found him and got the free kill.
He got the drop on him.
He got a drop on him. You mentioned earlier about how you wished tinnitus and then unwished it upon everybody. What if there's an operator that could increase your hearing? Imagine how loud, like, annoying that would be, right? Like, you activate like Vigil, like there's a bar, right? And everything is amplified by like 50%.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, with Tashanka's weapon, opening up a wall. You can't hear anything that you want to hear besides that. Don't do that, please. Don't even think about adding that operator in the game. I don't think it's gonna work, I'll be honest.
You excited for the new content coming, by the way?
I am actually, so I will say, I actually have no idea what's coming, which means I'm very excited.
The last couple seasons, I will usually find out at the live events just a couple days beforehand.
Yeah.
Not that I really try to insulate myself from spoilers, but I don't seek them out.
Yeah.
And a lot of the accounts on social media that only do spoilers, I don't follow nor interact with, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like SI every year is like a version of like Rainbow Six Christmas.
Yes, there's so much
Sixmas,
underneath that
if you
tree.
want to call it that.
Yeah.
It is Sixmas, because every single year SI will bring about a whole host of changes that have been worked on for a year, if not longer. Some of the changes at SI have been worked on for years, and they'll, take a while for them to be in development. This year, I'm coming in fully blind, and it's exciting.
It certainly is.
I wanted to try and do a tie-in reference to blind, but if you look on the right side of your screen, there's not a single flashbang. So no way for anybody on Koi to be blinded. Okay. I was really hoping for it. I didn't get it.
I like this. Onigiri taking so much damage. I'm not quite sure how. Must have been from gunfight. Spoiled with the flank for about a second.
Koi suddenly picking up these 2 kills. Onigiri still very, very low. One beautiful thing is that Koi has 2 impact grenades and a nitro cell. And Onigiri is so low on HP that a nitro cell tossed near him will kill him, and an impact grenade thrown at him will also kill him.
I like
you don't have a smoke. You don't have anything else that could deal with that. I guess maybe an evil eye could zap him.
All right, actually, yeah. Maybe said in the tactical timeout, back in round number, that's a while ago. Actually, I haven't done down a while ago, actually. That they double drone everything. So like, don't hide or whatever, and then Sport's like stuck hiding in a corner. Now it's Kento as well. So the whole double droning thing might have fallen apart. They recognized that last round. They're just kind of walking around the building. The downside of Monty is that, sure, Monty might survive, he's fine, but the guns behind him, they start falling apart. Now that's some good Monty work. Find the member, yellow ping, and then get the crossfire there. 3 versus 1, Kento goes down, but he gets a trade for his life. Good value for Kento. 30 seconds.
And if they keep trading, Nick, I mean, look at the numbers. Koi doubles up on them at this point.
Yeah.
And it's still Onigiri on a tiny bit of HP. He's one of the 2 players left. You can hear him. A bailiff could take him out as well. Just a couple bullets from that bailiff would be more than enough. DCH is up above. Koi are hungry to tie this game up and win 5 rounds in a row of their own and try as best as they can. Elevate, unable to do a single thing. Only 1 kill over the last 2 rounds for Elevate. It's a defender-sided Chalet, just as it was a defender-sided Bank. And good God almighty, Koi have won 5 rounds in a row, and these teams are now on even footing at 5 rounds apiece.
Yep, and these rounds are not going slowly either. Most of these rounds have been decided in the first minute and 30 seconds or so. Elevate, they just cannot get a single attack around, and that has been their biggest adversary at this tournament so far. The attacker win rate, and you can see it, they don't seem very confident or comfortable going through the map. It doesn't seem like they have a very well thought out plan ahead of time, and it's kind of figuring out as they're making their way through, and therefore they don't have a checklist. Monty goes in the first round, C4 below, no one's droning that. Okay, he dies. Second round, they go after Monty, 2 members, they die instantly on the entry. Okay, that doesn't work. In that round that we just witnessed, they got into library. Everyone's alive. Great. The moment they get towards this top fireplace chimney position, Onigiri almost dies with the Monty, and then Sports hiding top blue stairs, gets a kill, falls away. There's always something going wrong, or rather, something that Elevate on their attacking side that they miss. Whereas on their defense, they can play so chaotically against their opponents, and it works. But attack, you need structure. Or at the very least, if you want chaos, instead of 5 members in the same area, put 5 members in 5 different areas on attack. That way you will get that chaos effect and everyone fights 1 versus 1. Instead, Koi, they worry about 1 area of the map because everyone's coming from there, then they can run away. They get that chaos that they can thrive in.
Both teams using their timeouts. After it was Koi who took theirs, 2 rounds were won in a row by Elevate. But then Koi went on the streak they're on right now. Something's got to break at this point. Either Elevate loses their lead, they've had all game, that's one hell of a streak, or Koi loses their first round in 5, and that is also one hell of a streak. Cryan died just mere moments ago. Koi will fall off and head back closer to the bomb site as Deepak watches 2 players from Elevate drop down close to the same window that he peeks at inside of gaming.
It's a clone, not the real deal.
Sometimes it gets me.
Yeah. Sometimes you think it's a clone and it's not, and then you let them run past you. A lot of things can happen with those mind games.
Talking specifically about the map previously.
Yeah, about Bank.
Oh.
It's a rarity that we see them just be like, oh, it's a clone, don't shoot it. Then it's like, it's actually the real player. Elevate, they got that early pick. Now the mid round, not much has happened since. Koi playing more passive, allowing them to make the first move. The thing is, when you have Capital on the board, nade and flashbangs, Elevate could strike anywhere on the map. They have every single piece of utility they could ever desire for it. The smokes are out, bow in hand. This might be that signal for execute time.
Ooh. Spoit plugging the hole that was created next to him, and then another Kiba barrier goes down. Give him clear passage should somebody jump in library, and they do, but Spoit works his magic. And just like that, Sapper and TCH are gone. Odin Giri is in the grave too. Elevate got the first pick. They had an advantage for well over a minute and a half, but Koi have been just so smooth from that point onward. Leaves it up to Mr. Punch now, over by Library, and he knew that he had a member of Koi not too far away. Mark was on the map as well, but look at that. 5 kills in a row. And how about 6 rounds in a row as Koi now sit on series point?
Oh, that things have flipped on its head. I mean, it feels like it was just like a few minutes ago that Elevate were stomping Koi when they were on the defense, and the things just changed with the words for them.
That's a clip.
That's a clip. As Spoit says.
Wait, I want to bend a trick. Okay, go do it then.
We have input from Deepak is such a man of few words. He will say, I want a bandit trick. No context needed, no like specifics. I want a bandit trick. Okay, fair enough. You get to do that. We saw last time that Elevate, they went for the Thatcher Thermite combo on the wall. If they don't drone it out, then you can definitely stop that Dynix tracks if you're Deepak. Just hide from the drones. And therefore you can freely just choose your wall to stick at. DCH showing a bit of blitz play perhaps in this final round, or possible rather, final round of basement defense. There are a ton of explosives on the side of Koi. Instead of impact grenades, 2 set of C4s. Perhaps they too are expecting a shield or 2. If you're playing basement defense in Chalet, I would always recommend having 1 set of impact grenades just in case an Ossa gets brought out, because those Talon shields can be so hard to deal with otherwise. The C4s can't always reach as they're outside the building. And see if Deepak can successfully penetrate this wall, and if Elevate drones it, they keep a barrier. Buys them a bit of time. They won't know if it's a Kite Claw or a Bandit Battery. Either they guess and they might get tricked, they gotta deal with the keep a barrier first. Thermite is approaching. Thatcher is there. Second drone goes out and they recognize, oh, they're just gonna gamble it. Surely it's a Kite Claw. Surely. Oh, they check it this way. The EMP falls to the bandit trick. Now they know. The issue is, how do they deal with this bandit? They need a set of grenades there for the drone hole or something else. And there's nothing. So he just tricks it. All the EMPs, they're getting spent on this wall. You can't get this opened up now.
How many rounds ago was it when I said being able to get open a wall, or the inverse, keeping a wall closed?
Big impact.
Huge impact.
And it's again, the checklist from Elevate, it's not there. If there's a bandit on that wall, the only way to like get through it is to grenade the drone hole, go above in fireplace, do vertical control, or have a Sophia stun the drone hole. You can't just simply try and brute force because you lose that every single time. Bandit is simply faster, and you cannot get past the trick.
And also changes to Bandit over the last year or so, allowing him to put down multiple batteries on the wall. That enables bandit tricking at a much quicker pace. Oh, Spoit, no, you don't want that.
Oh, He tried to ram.
He gets the smoke from DCH. A nitro cell from Cryan might have been intended for the blitz, but doesn't do any damage to him. Instead, it's Mark who goes down, and those exothermic charges in the hands of Mark had not been entirely successful. A crucial round as Koi looks for 7 in a row to put away this series. As the clock continues to run, that will benefit this Koi squad that is hunkered down inside of the bomb site. Elevate still clearing the top floor with 50 seconds to go, and it's Cryan now who will be watched over by the blitz. But he's got his glasses on. DCH hoping for a nice shot, and he loses it, but Koi doesn't. They don't lose anything. 7 in a row for the Berlin Major champions. Chalet looked, and I put it topically, in the bin.